Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So tonight in this video, I want to share with you one of the most trending, and I would say most trending healthcare related medical topics. And the topic is healthcare inequality in the age of innovation. So imagine tonight, somewhere in the world, two children are being born at the exact same moment. One will enter a hospital filled with AI-assisted diagnostics, robotic surgery, genomic medicine, predictive healthcare systems. The other will be born where basic antibiotics are scarce, clean water is uncertain, preventable disease remains deadly, and doctors are few or entirely absent. Both children are equally human, both possess equal dignity. Yet one is statistically far more likely to survive, not because biology values more than the other, but because systems do. And this reveals one of the greatest moral contradictions of modern civilization. Humanity is experiencing unprecedented medical innovation while millions remain excluded from basic care. And now, in this part one, I want to focus on the golden age of medicine for whom we are living in an extraordinary era of medicine. We now possess, well, of course, we all know artificial intelligence and healthcare, precision, genomics, robotic surgery, regenerative medicine, digital health ecosystems. And diseases once considered fatal are increasingly treatable, right? And human lifespan has expanded dramatically in many parts of the world. Yet beneath this progress lies a painful paradox. Innovation does not automatically create justice, since technology often arrives first where wealth already exists. And the result is a dangerous phenomenon. And the gap between what medicine can do and who actually receives it continues to widen. So now in this part, let's talk about inequality. Well, inequality is not accidental, it is structural. Healthcare inequality is often described as unfortunate, but we must speak honestly or candidly. Much inequality is not random, it is systemic. Health outcomes are shaped by geography, economics, right, politics, race, infrastructure, education, social stability. A child's zip, zip code may predict health outcomes more accurately than genetics. This means illness is not merely biological, it is deeply social. And when healthcare systems disproportionately favor the privileged, suffering becomes institutionalized. Now, in this part three, I want to integrate the things from the Bible. Yeah. So what does the Bible talks about the value of human life? In the Bible, human worth is never tied to wealth, status, or social power. And the book of Genesis, God declares that humanity is created in the image of God. I was just like, just now, I just flinched back for a while. I thought that is a lizard like jumping from that part of the wall. Okay, yeah. The book of Genesis declares that humanity is created in the image of God, not the wealthy image, not the powerful image, the human image. And this principle is revolutionary because it means the poor possess equal dignity, the vulnerable possess equal worth. Every life carries sacred value. Healthcare inequality, therefore, is not merely a policy problem, it is moral and spiritual problem. Because an equal access to care often reflects an equal recognition of human dignity. Now, In this part, I want to talk about the Good Samaritan from the Bible and relate it to modern medicine. Perhaps no biblical story speaks more powerfully to healthcare ethics than the parable of the Good Samaritan. A wounded man lies suffering on the road. Religious leaders pass by, but the Samaritan stops. Why is this story so profound? It entails compassion crossed ethnicity, social hostility, economic difference, political boundaries. And the Samaritan did not ask, well, is this efficient? Is this man the same tribe as me? Will this benefit me by saving him? Or can he afford treatment after I let him I let him trade it? He responded to suffering because suffering itself demanded response. Modern healthcare systems face the same question. Will innovation primarily serve profit and privilege or humanity? Now, in this part, I want to pinpoint the dangerous illusion of progress. Civilizations often assume technological advancement equals moral advancement, but history repeatedly disproves this. A society may possess advanced science, extraordinary wealth, powerful institutions, while still neglecting the vulnerable. And technology can increase human capability, but it does not automatically increase compassion. In fact, innovation without ethical vision can deepen inequality. AI systems trained primarily on wealthy populations may misdiagnose marginalized communities. Expensive therapies may become accessible only to elites. Digital healthcare may exclude those without infrastructure, and suddenly the future of medicine risks becoming divided between the technologically protected and the medically abundant. Now, now let's refer back to the Bible from the New Testament. In the New Testament, we're going to look at Jesus and the merchants. So throughout the New Testament, Jesus repeatedly moves toward those society neglected, like lepers, the poor, right, the disabled, the socially excluded. This matters profoundly because biblical ethics consistently directs moral attention toward the vulnerable. It's not because vulnerable people are less valuable, but because societies naturally drift toward protecting power while ignoring weakness. And healthcare inequality reveals where civilization places its priorities. And the moral test of medicine is not merely how advanced it becomes, but whom it chooses to serve. Now, in this part, I want to talk about innovation without humanity becomes perilous. Why do I say this? Consider the irony of our area. We may soon develop personalized genomic therapies, AI-driven predictive medicine, digital twins for precision healthcare, while millions still die from malnutrition, preventable infections, lack of maternal care, and absence of vaccines. And this is not merely tragic, it is ethically destabilizing. Because a civilization capable of extraordinary innovation, yet unwilling to distribute basic care equally reveals a deeper crisis, a crisis not of technology, but of moral imagination. And doctors today increasingly stand at the intersection of medicine, economics, technology, and justice. And future physicians will not only ask what treatment is possible, they must also ask who has accessed, who is excluded, who is invisible within the system. Medicine is not morally neutral. Every healthcare system embodies values. And physicians remain among the last professions still trusted to defend human dignity against purely economic logic. And now let me go back to the Bible. The Bible presents humanity as fundamentally interconnected. When we look at in the book of First Corinthians describes humanity through the metaphor of one body. When one suffers, all suffer. This directly challenges radical individualism. Health is never entirely personal because pandemic or disease, it spreads socially, suffering spreads socially, neglect spreads socially, and ultimately civilizations become uh, uh, morally measured by how they treat those with the least protection. So the future, as in closing for this video of my public lecture, the future of healthcare will not only be determined only by scientific breakthroughs, it will be determined by moral choices, because innovation alone cannot answer who deserves care, who receives dignity, who is seen as fully human. Technology can surely extend life, but only justice can humanize medicine. And perhaps the defining question of the 21st century is not whether humanity can innovate, but whether humanity possesses enough compassion to ensure innovation serves everyone. So the greatness of future medicine will not ultimately be measured by how advanced our technologies become, but by whether the most vulnerable human beings are still seen and valued and healed within the systems we build. All right, so this is the end of my lecture for this video, and I'll see you with the next topic in my next video. And God bless you bountifully in every aspect of your life. Remember, God loves you so much. Bye.